Opening day is upon us here at Jimmy John's Field, the USPBL 2018 season. What's going to happen? Today we're talking with Beavers Manager Chris Newell. All right, so we're here with Chris Newell. We're watching the Unicorns practice, and I have to tell you, last year we did an interview before the season started. You were a ball of nerves. Very tense from the previous season's loss in the championship game. This year, a little different. You're coming back as the defending champions. You got three other hungry teams, especially the Woolly Mammoths, who got a taste of what that was like and what it took last year. Has your managing style changed at all, and will it?
No. I mean, it's. I think we've built a nice recipe for success over the last 2 years. It's the old saying: "If it's not broken, don't fix it." But that being said, it doesn't mean that I have to. It doesn't mean that I can't change. You know, I mean, every situation presents itself as a different challenge, and I think the fact that I've got a lot of veterans in that clubhouse, takes a lot of the burden off me per se. I can more or less just put them in the position that made them successful last year. My job is to continue to do that, nurture when it's needed. But let them play. They're professionals, and they've got a track record of doing it the right way, and I want to continue to let them do that.
You are going to have a lot of new faces. Gone are the Randy Wynns, gone are the Seth Brenners, there's a lot of great pieces that you had from championship squad last year that won't be with you. Talk to me about what has got you excited about this year's new, fresh faces of the Beavers.
Well, it's that's the beautiful part about my job is we get we're in charge of our rosters, and for me to spend the time I did in winter ball and out in California and utilizing my resources, if you will, I thankfully I know what it takes to build a championship team, so I'm very particular in what I'm trying to do and the type of guys I bring in, and now it's just you plant the seed and you want to see that flower grow, and we're ready to go. I'm certainly excited to see what these new guys can do, and playing in front of these fans is going to be unbelievable.
Is there any names that we should be on the lookout for?
Yeah, we've got a few. Skylar Mercado, he's going to start opening night at shortstop. Right-handed hitter, got some thump in his bat. I got a local kid, Jack Horanek. He had a fantastic college career at Murray State, hit a lot of home runs, and a kid named Mark Seiler.
He's your starting pitcher for his opening night.
Opening night, yep. Mark came to us from the New York Yankees. Pitching is always the key, and I think the fans can expect my starters to compete, throw strikes, work fast, and hopefully get outs.
So as far as the USPBL, take your manager's hat off and talk about the USPBL, and let's talk about some of these younger players. There's going to be a lot of new faces. Some of the bigger names, the more popular names, are going to be here because a player can only play for 2 years. For those who don't know, talk about the USPBL's policy on players coming in and out.
Well, this is the land of opportunity, that Andy has created, and we are definitely a developmental league, and so our take on this is, we get guys that come in for a maximum of 2 years. Our job to develop them into MLB prospects, and if it works out for them, great. They get a chance to move on, and if it doesn't, our take is we gave them 2 years to develop, and it's now time to bring an influx of guys in that are deserving of the opportunity that these guys have had previously. And I think again, it's the land of opportunity, and you give guys an opportunity, you see what they can do, and
it's not like all of them are done playing. Randy Wynn is going to be playing in Evansville.
We've developed them. I mean, we've developed them to the point where they're continuing their careers and putting the manager hat back on. That's the most gratifying for me is to see my players continue playing. Our window of opportunity is so small in this game, and whether it's my guys or Paul's guys or Jimmy's guys or Shane's guys, we want to do whatever we can do to continue their career, and we've had many of guys move on and for me, that's what I signed up for. That's 100% what I'm on board with. You know, we've developed a lot of great relationships here, you know, because of this. So it's a win-win for everybody involved.
Another exciting part for the USPBL and fans that come and watch these players is new faces means new opportunity, means more players probably being called up to different, because it's a fresher group of people. You got new people to choose from. There's going to be more scouts here picking from the players here that play at Jimmy John's Field, right?
Absolutely, and that's the basis of what this is. You know, we got the draft coming up in less than a month, and there's going to be a lot of players that were overlooked. And you know, I think it's important to know that just because somebody was drafted, it's a professional baseball, it doesn't mean they're good enough.
Right.
You know, I mean, scouts miss on guys probably a heck of a lot more. Like, I'm speaking from a former scout. As a former scout, we miss more than we're right. Well, it's our job to identify the players who were missed, and then bring them in. Let's nurture them. Let's develop them. Let's give them the opportunity, and then give them a chance to move on. And again, that's why we're here. But there's a lot of players that are on the other teams that I would have loved to have had.
And let's talk about a couple of those players, because the Beavers, you know, I'm going to be talking about the Beavers. I'm a Beavers fan. I make no secret that I'm biased towards the. In fact, I was doing Josh Mason, one of the pitchers for the Woolly Mammoths.
Good.
He found out
that's a guy I'd like to have.
He found out I was from Utica, and he goes, "You're a Beavers fan?" He goes, "What happened?" I said the Chris Newell and the Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers. That's what happened. I love the way you play the game, and I love the way it comes down from you. But Josh Mason being one of the players, what other players should fans be on the lookout for? You know, that are showing you that, like, wow, these kids are a little bit above the rest.
Yeah, well, sticking with the Mammoths, they have a kid named Tommy Fusel, who's just a first-class kid, great family, and was a football player at Northwestern and hadn't played baseball in a little bit of time, and he decided, hey, I'm going to try to give baseball a shot. And he made it through the tryout last year and was put on the developmental list, and well, that kid worked his butt off, and he became a fixture in that Mammoth lineup, and he's the guy that I would love to have, and both in the clubhouse and on the field. He's just a superb kid, as I said. They got a left-handed pitcher that I really like, Joel Sharon. He's going to be tough. He was tough last year. You know, the Hoppers were a veteran-laden team last year, so they lost a lot of guys. So they have a lot of new faces on their club right now. But they've got a kid, Torrey DeShazer, right-handed pitcher. I'd love to have that kid on my team. And you know, obviously, there's 4 clubs out here. We're battling for the top spot, and it's going to be a dog fight like it was the last 2 years, and may the luckiest team come out on top.
I have to tell you, from Andy Appleby to Dana Schmidt to Scott McDonald, all the way down to the U4 managers in all 4 teams, the Mammoths, the Hoppers, the Beavers, and of course the Unicorns, the Utica Unicorns, the level of play here is second to none. The professionalism is second to none. For fans who for some reason might have not been out here, or maybe they have a couple times and really haven't experienced Jimmy John's Field, what should fans expect from this year's season of the USPBL?
Much of the same. Great product on the field, great environment in the stands and in this ballpark. You know, stadiums like this don't come around too often.
Right.
And if you're a local and you haven't been to this place, I suggest getting your butt up here, because it's a great environment. And if you're on the fence of a baseball fan, come here. You'll become a baseball fan instantly, because our guys play the game the right way. They're not in it for the money. Everybody knows that. They don't make a lot of money. They're here for the opportunity and because they love the game. And you can go down and spend all that money at Comerica Park and all that other stuff, but at the end of the day, there's nothing like this.
And you know, it's not lost on the players.
No.
I was talking with Josh Mason and Randy Wynn a couple of weeks ago, and both of them said, you know, I asked them about last year's games when you guys played games without fans on Tuesdays, I think.
Tuesdays and Wednesday mornings.
And they said they hated it because it's not the same field. They were just so not only happy to be playing the game, but happy to be playing in front of a crowd that appreciated what they were doing, and they fed off the energy, good or bad, of the crowd. And so it's an electricity
It
between
is.
the two.
It's unbelievable. It's kind of hard to describe. All I can say is, that first year we didn't really know what to expect. Gorgeous, we knew it was a gorgeous ballpark, but as far as it's a new entity, a new league, you're always a little weary. And boy, I tell you what, opening day, are you kidding me? I mean, I've been on record saying this a million times. Andy and Dana hit a home run. In fact, they hit a grand slam. And, just when you think you can't duplicate it, they have. And these fans, I don't care where I go. People talk about the USPBL. They talk about the environment here, even out west in California. I mean, it was unbelievable. The recognition that we have, the notoriety we have, and in our first year, this was almost I don't want to say a last resort, but it kind of was because people didn't know. But hey, it's an opportunity, and then slowly but surely, it became a destination. I think ultimately that's why this league is where it's at as far as the product on the field.
Anything else you want to add? Any message you want to say to the fans out there watching as far as what they, anything, any message?
Get here early because one last memoir of 2017 is going to be our ring ceremony and our banner raising, and you're going to want to see that. With our ring ceremony, I am going to have a special guest as my bench coach, which is going to be an incredible experience.
Is that a surprise, or can you share it?
I'm going to share it. It's the greatest male I've ever met in my entire life. My dad. My dad is going to be in uniform.
I was getting a little excited.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about me. I'm sorry.
No, my dad. I'm here because of my dad. He, all those days that he was exhausted walking up the driveway from work, and the last thing he wanted to do was be active. He just wanted to relax. And here I am with my bat, my glove. Dad, let's go. Let's go. We got to go. We got to go out in the backyard. And it was clockwork. He'd walk in the house, he'd put his briefcase down, he'd give me a hug, he'd give my sister a hug, he'd give my mom a hug and a kiss. He'd grab something to eat real quick, and then we'd be out in the backyard until it was dark. And
what's your dad's name?
My dad's name is Ken Newell, and so he's going to be my bench coach. He's going to, he's super proud of me, and which means everything to me. And I want him to be a part of this and let him put that uniform on one last time. And it's going to be a great father-son moment.
So come on out to Jimmy John's Field opening day. You don't want to miss the pregame presentation of the rings. They're going to put the banner up, and of course, you'll see Ken's son managing the Beavers, hopefully to another title for the 2018 season here at Jimmy John's Field.
Well, we'll do an 18 and 19.
So make sure you come on out. Opening day, don't miss the pregame celebration. You're going to see Ken's son managing the Beavers to hopefully an opening day win, and hopefully that'll be a good omen for the rest of the season. If you're not a Beavers fan, I don't know what's wrong with you. If you want to root for the Diamond Hoppers, the Mammoths, or the Unicorns, knock yourself out. But nevertheless, whatever team you like, come on out here at Jimmy John's Field. Opening day or otherwise, it's going to be a great season here at Jimmy John's Field. I want to thank you, Chris, for joining me today. If you like this video, please like it, share it with all your friends. Check out more of my work at YouTube. Click that bell icon to make sure you're notified when I make future videos. And of course, always check out more videos at RonRobinsonStudios.com.
Don't even start.
Dude, you don't want to get that booger.
Did you get a booger? You're going to have
okay.
to do this whole thing again?
Hold on, let me see it. For sure. Not bad.
Well, you know what?
Not bad.
I just gave you a lot of love in this last interview.
You can't
too.
give him any more love than
You know?
Andy gave him on TV. He called him a genius. You see that? I told him if I knew he was a genius, I would have treated him with more respect.
You know what? Maddie, do me a favor. Go in my phone and under contacts, change Justin Orenduff to Genius Duff. Please. Please.